Yeah. Anyways, Piyush is here. Piyush can keep you entertained. I think Piyush said he got lots of packs to give away or some shit like that.
Yeah. And sneak peeks of the vault and all sorts.
In early access.
Thanks for that, Pete. Yes, facts, sneak peeks of the wall, free access. Yes, Mr. You can it now.
And new sneak peeks of the cars. New
Benny's
sneak
here.
peeks of
Hey, Benny!
Kogu.
And
Hey, Benny.
Oh no, he's in a fish tank.
Oh,
It's,
no.
it's Fuchsia's turn to throw Benny under the bus.
So, you know what? All of
That
the things that
internet
people.
device worse.
Benny, we can't hear you. How are you underwater in Dubai?
Yeah, how's the internet in Dubai?
You know the place is surrounded by a gulf, right? There's a lot of water there.
He's
Hey, you
gone.
know what I was going to do? I was going to just throw Benny under the bus for all the things I was going to be thrown under the bus for, and just politely pass it on to him and say, "Those are your deliverables, bro. Please talk to them." But he
I
left.
think you might be making a fatal flaw there because he's pro leaking stuff.
I scared away Phil yesterday, and we scared away Benny today.
Actually,
Okay, guys. Piyush, I got to jump off. Benny, I have another meeting with my developers, so I'll pop Barry in about half an hour.
Bye, Pete.
Cheers, Pete.
I-
Good luck.
see you, Pete.
Make a stretch.
Lara, it's not No Mute Friday. It's actually No Spoiler Friday, right? I thought we were doing No Mute Mondays and No Spoiler Fridays. Isn't that what
And
we agreed?
Piyush
Spoiler
Fridays.
Friday.
Benny,
Make the
hi.
weekend Fridays.
Good evening, Mehaba.
Hey, Benny.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
That's Assalamu alaikum.
Jeez, listen to you, all international like. How's the quality of the internet? Probably pretty crap, I would assume.
No, we can hear you fine now.
Beautiful.
Inshallah, it stays that way.
Yeah, let's hope so. How's everyone doing?
Good, 100%.
Good.
Everyone
Having a
missed.
great day.
Everyone missed you a lot on Wednesday. I think they were bored of me trying to moderate the questions. I think they didn't say it because they're all very nice to us, but I think they were all thinking, "Oh God, where is Benny?"
It's a hair thing, mate. It's a hair thing for sure, but I'm sure you did very well. You could answer all the questions, right?
Sometimes you just got to be bold in the
KB76.
space.
I see people are trying to calculate the VFOX earnings. All lives matter. There you go. Thank you very much. Someone cares. I respect the hair. I never question the man with the hair. Neither do I. If I had hair, I'd do something pretty spectacular with it, let me tell you. Dennis Rodman would be nothing of what I would do.
So what were the questions? Has anyone been to Dubai before? There you go, through all vault 100%. Well, see, that's the great part about it. It's the valuation or the transactions aren't dependent on us, which is wonderful. We've got multiple businesses out there generating revenue, so ultimately it could be sooner rather than later, especially considering there will be limited metaverse options for people, so we will be one of the first with that type of an experience. But you've got to take into consideration that VR will be a slow adoption curve compared to some of the other aspects. I also respect the suck mango head. You gotta. Dropping the first question, congrats on the expansion into Dubai. Can you tell us a bit more about what practical advantages will be for RFOX by having a Dubai office? Why Dubai? Dubai, a very good question. Number of reasons. First of all, would be the fact that they are extremely tech savvy. They've offered lots of concessions and lots of, infrastructure to support crypto-based companies. They're very crypto-friendly, especially blockchain, should I say. Blockchain business friendly.
We came here a few years ago for the big conference, same one that we're here for now, and apparently it's gotten a lot bigger. But Dubai has changed a lot in the last few years as well. I think it's definitely positioning itself to become a hub for blockchain-based companies. So it's a very good place to have a base as well, because it's in between Europe and Asia as far as a direct route. It's about the same flight times, 8 hours and 7 hours. So it's kind of very central as well, and it opens up a massive audience. And obviously it's an audience that's likes its gadgets, technology, and it's not exactly the world's poorest region, is it now? Who will be joining you in the Dubai office? We've got a few members of the team here at the minute, but it's a double sorted visit, because we are finishing, like, we've been getting the registration stuff ready and getting the business set up, but then also coming in for the conference as well. So we've got representatives from C-level advisors, media, lots of different people here. When are you relocating QMs to Dubai? Huh. Oh, hang on. Hi, sorry, I missed one. Sorry. Hi, Benny. How are you enjoying Dubai? How much VFOX should one own to be able to afford living there? I'll tell you what, George74, it is expensive as hell. It is a lovely place. Takes a bit of getting used to if you've never been to this part of the world, but I've spent a few years here, and you look out the window and all you see is these wonderful glitzy buildings and then just sand everywhere. It's for those of you who haven't been here, it's jaw-droppingly beautiful, but it's extremely expensive. Extremely expensive compared to Asia, or I think it's even expensive compared to Europe, wouldn't it be? I think most, like someone asked how much hotels cost. I think an average hotel in Dubai, you could probably get hotels quite cheap, could you? I don't know. Somewhere, I think around, for a normal, could be up to $300 for like a normal hotel. It's not exactly cheaper. Slowly going underwater. Really? How's the sound right now? I'll
You're
scroll
good
back
now.
up.
That was like 5 minutes ago.
Oh man, I'm behind. Sorry. I was hoping you could provide some insight into internal process relating to brainstorming, generating, and implementing concepts, products specifically. What approach each venture does to ensure the products models they are releasing are of quality and relate both to their core community as well as broader audiences. Consult with external stakeholders or internal stakeholders. Our focus group set up, informal, formal community feedback. How often is feedback sought? A very good question, Bernard. I'm sure there's an angle that from which you're asking as well. I think the easiest way to answer that is a lot of what we're building now, in fairness, was heavily researched back in the early days, and we're still building along the same lines, so the same end goal. Things that we've added along the way have been largely out of necessity, to be honest with you. So bridges or certain finance aspects or pivots or changes have been needed. We're starting to now obviously start to get feedback from the perspective of both internal and external stakeholders. We get a lot of feedback from potential investors or VC groups, other communities. Obviously, we're well connected to a lot of the other CEOs of the big projects, so we speak to them about what they're facing, what challenges they're facing, and all the rest of it. But ultimately, as you know, we've always been in a bit of a different mindset. We've never been of the opinion to go out and raise $100 million and try and do all the bells and whistles for now. What we try and do is we try and work out how we can build a unique value proposition, and therefore we're always trying to think a few steps ahead so that we can time the launch of these products the right way. The introduction of having a chief product officer has meant that we're getting more rigorous process in place. And what we're also doing right now in Dubai is we're utilizing some of this time to really relook at some of the models and the roadmap and all the rest of it. So that's done. with advisors and C-levels sitting around and really thinking about how this could eventuate where we're going, meeting with investors or potential partners as well. Approach RFOX as a whole has in place to ensure each venture is offering value to enrich the Vault experience. Roundtable meetings, how often, who's involved. Yep, so that's something we continually think about. We did a company framework mapping where we looked at how all the products will plug in together, make sure that you're not using 10 different chat functions across 10 different products, for example. So that's something that's extremely important, and you have to continually revisit that. So that's basically what the CIO's role is to make sure that we're using the same type of, the vendor management, and making sure that we're dealing with the same type of infrastructure. And then Pete's group does all of the tech stuff. Lastly, who holds each venture accountable in terms of delivering quality products and timeframes? So it's a very good question. We were talking a lot about that today. Essentially, we are moving towards a model now that products are coming out where each venture has its own KPIs, OKRs, budget requirements, and then they would have to report back. The individuals that report to each of those ventures have their own OKRs, and would be measured based on their delivery against those prerequisites. So one thing that's very important with when you've got multiple ventures is to make sure that you're not feeding something that's dying, and that you're putting your capital in the venture that's going to have the best returns. And so what we're doing is we're continually looking at validation of models and making sure that that we're putting our money in the right place. And to be honest, that's sort of just starting to happen now because of the fact that we're just dropping the products now. So a lot of it's been design and build and roll out up until this point. No hair, but a killer beard. That is a fair beard. I reckon a lot of people would have a bit of trouble growing a beard like that. That's a fair effort. Why is there a squirrel on your face? It's skunk. Have you bought a beer there yet? Christ. You can buy beers quite readily, but I don't drink. So I think it's been 4 years nearly. Yeah, just coming up to 4 years, I haven't had a drink. How much VFOX will it take to live in Dubai? A bit. Dubai was not expensive on Norwegian salaries, just saying. But is it still the case? I wouldn't say so. It's relatively expensive. All I know is how much food, drink is, and it's super expensive on Australia wage. Steak and beer, $80 from memory for a steak and a beer. Is that about right? I think that's a bit light, isn't it? It'd be 80 US minimum, I think, for a steak and a beer. Yeah, it depends where you go. That's true. If you go to a steakhouse, you'd pay a lot more. If you go to Carrefour and eat in the car park, you might be able to do it decisively cheaper. Carrefour do all right, Stones? Did you say? Love Dubai, stayed in the Burj Al Arab in our stop there on our honeymoon. Amazing. Actually, that's been my dream to stay there. It looks a bit opulent, but it also looks like royalty lived there in the 1930s. Apartments mentioned. Will apartments in the vault be a luxury for holding certain items, as mentioned in the interview, or will you also make free and simple spaces for every RFOX ID? I know the answer to that, and I will not tell you at this stage. But all I can say is that the value that will be derived for the particular holders, and we'll tell you what to hold, will be ongoing. So my tip would be have a look at what other models have done, like Artifact and all the rest of it have done, continually made sure that if you get in at the top level, that you've always got something coming to you. The RFOX token is always mentioned as a token which volume will flow through. Will the new economic model give more details on actually defining which transactional volume will flow through the RFOX token? Is it a percentage of each venture or only from certain products ventures? Would be great to get more information on this to decide if we need to hold more RFOX or VFOX. It's a good question, mate. And I think the thing is that what you have to understand is that you think of the RFOX token as the transactional token or the currency. So we will offer the option for RFOX as a form of payment in everything, which is why we build bridges and try and make sure that that's the case. There will be certain and we'll also make that available to partners as well. But if other people are using other currencies by virtue of using some of our products or services in our ecosystem, then what we would do is we would take our transaction fee and convert that into RFOX, so there's continual buy pressure. And then obviously we distribute a lot of that RFOX to the VFOX holders. So it's the most commonly asked question, PJ, is what do I buy more of, RFOX or VFOX? And I think Pete, is Pete here?
No, he's in a meeting.
No, Benny, Pete will be back in an hour.
Okay.
He's actually working for a change.
He works pretty hard. When economy model, this month, how's the AAA team doing? Still on schedule? Everything's going very well, actually. Very well. I think I can't spoil marketing thunder either, but I think all I will say to you is watch the AMA that Luke did on Wednesday. Go into the video and watch the AMA. When can I start live streaming my ass slapping in the vault? Mate, just for you, we're going to make sure that there is we'll do a no-go zone, a ghost zone on your ass. Unless you're living in Norway. Is RFOX COGS looking at VIRL NFTs? If so, any examples or hints? We look at everything, but obviously the vault lends itself to VIRL for sure, and it's a big part of going forward. How many active players of Slam are there now, and what's the active number needed to realise the game's ambitions of tournaments? There's 100,000 plus downloads now. See if there's anyone from games here.
If they're not here, Benny, we are nearly 100,000 plus users and over 11.4 million gameplay.
Yeah, I think they updated the number this morning to 12.23, the one that I got sent through. So it's a lot of gameplays. That's an amazing hotel. Is to buy a vault making already in process? That's a great question, George74. So we've got a couple of people that heard that we were coming and have organised meetings with us for next week. There's definitely a lot of interest, and we've also got meetings with obviously this region's burgeoning in that aspect. So we've got partner meetings next week for people who want to do not only a Dubai vault, but something more international. I'll show a sneak peek and it will be a dust storm. You do get dust storms here.
Very bad ones.
Yeah, very bad. Kuwait and stuff I lived in Kuwait for a year, and that got one of the, if you Google Kuwait massive dust storm, I think it's one of the biggest dust storms ever caught on camera. And they reckon it was like, I've seen a couple of them there, but the people that were filming it were saying that, you could hear it. They went inside of they were like military people, and they were living, American military people, and they were living on, in these like containers. And when the sand hit, or the dust sand hits the actual side of the container, it sounded like glass fragments or whatever smashing against the side of the container. You've got to watch the video on YouTube. It's quite amazing. The whole sky goes dark at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Massive cloud rolls in. It looks like some sort of one of those natural disaster movies. Is there a reference project with live data out there that would help us VFOX holders in better estimating the expectable transaction volume? What would you pick as an outsider? That's a great question. I don't think there's many models like that, to be honest with you. I think you'd have to look at like a cashback model on a e-commerce or retail platform. That'd be the only thing you could do. Obviously, with those retail platforms as well, they're dealing to a mass audience with a lot more individual items as well. So that would probably be the closest reference point. 7-star hotel, was the toilet paper also gold laced? I thought it was a 6-star hotel. Is there such thing as a 7-star hotel?
It is.
They probably
The
invented
only
that.
one in the world. There's a 6-star in Oman.
Oman's actually Oman is a beautiful place. Everything is gold in Dubai. It's actually more like marble or granite or whatever the hell they use as a marble, isn't it? Everything's made out of marble. When I lived in Dubai, we got a few dust storms a year that would be like a whiteout. Apart from legitimizing the whole metaverse space, how do you see names like HSBC joining Sandbox as a benefit for RFOX Vault? I'll get in trouble for saying it and limit our partnering potential and opportunities, but ultimately I see a lot of that as being opportunistic, and a lot of it being a lot of it's HSBC's obviously think about it. I probably shouldn't say what I think, but I will anyways. Banks are under serious threat from the whole premise of crypto and blockchain, right? So you have to do something progressive to tie your way in. It's like when Visa went out and said, I'm going to buy a CryptoPunk so that we're in. The crowds will accept us. All it probably did was make a lot of crypto people a little bit less allergic to credit cards or big credit card corporations. So without being political, I would say it doesn't legitimize the metaverse space at all. I don't think certain brands coming in does anything to legitimize. I think it just basically states, we all know when, and you might hate Facebook, and I'm not saying I like it, but what I'm saying is when Mark Zuckerberg comes out, he's putting $10 billion on the table and they're changing their name to Meta, that's all the legitimization that anybody needed. Anything else that comes along is just people saying, we've also identified that and we're moving to capitalize. And we talk to a lot of companies and brands, and they see this as a necessary experiment. They need to get in if it is going to blow up in the direction that everybody says it's going to blow up. But if I'm a financial institution, 100% I'll be bunkering down and trying to get into bed with as many of these blockchain spaces as we can. But I think a lot of the brands that are announcing that they're going into the metaverse, it's more of keeping relevant, staying relevant. We talk to a lot of brands that also have aging audiences and user bases that are not necessarily tech savvy or cash rich. So they're trying to get in with the tech savvy crowds and making sure that they're growing their audiences. How is the progress going on building RFOX Den? Because foxes live in dens, just in case someone didn't get it, the name of your RFOX multi-chain marketplace. We already have a den, the Fox Den, which is our like intranet internally, which has all call information and is our little intranet. I think everyone knows what an intranet is. How close are we to seeing the next project minting on the NFT platform? Next Cogs Mint Lab, who and when? So we've got lots of stuff dropping next month. Lots of stuff dropping next month. I think April's the month where everything comes together. And again, go back and watch Luke's video from Wednesday. He gives away spoilers. I don't know who authorized him to, but he did. Recently, a dust storm in the Sahara Desert went all the way to London. Is that true? The dust storm in the Sahara went to London? Fact check it. We have to fact check that. Someone fact check that.
That's actually true. We had a massive issue here, sitting all the way in Bombay also. And later we realized it's coming from, back there. It's true.
Okay. Any marriage advice? I'm afraid I'll be separated in 3 days or so, ordered and shipped. Don't blink. That's fantastic. Is that honestly ordered and shipped, or you've just... It can't be ordered and shipped. They're different blacks. One's charcoal grey. One's black. Either way, it's an appropriate use of your photoshopping time. And look at the front. The front's for a slender guy, and the back's like for a dude that does a fair bit of back exercises. You'd rather Disneyland, Cogs Mint Lab. Well, okay, then I'll put that question out to you guys. How would you feel if we partnered with a brand like Disney? I know the
Go
answer
woke,
to that.
you go broke.
Yeah, I was going to say, people will say, as long as the token price goes up, I don't care who you partner with. Zuckerberg putting 10 billion into the space is all the legitimization needed. More people need to hear this. But that's the truth, isn't it, mate? Let's be honest. That dude goes out, puts $10 billion into the metaverse space. That is all that is needed. Thanks for the obvious, Gecko. Helpful as ever. Playboy KML. Interesting.
That's so that people can really use their slammers.
Yeah, but you'd have to put an article on the back, right? Otherwise, blokes can't buy them for the articles.
All people want is to slam them.
Yeah, it's not really. Yeah, so we'd have to change the name of them as well. You wouldn't really want to Playboy Slammer. Bang bang. Have you ever explored or been approached by any disability-related companies? Yes, I spoke to an outfit in the Philippines that promotes blind artists. That's a thing. Blind artists. And they, I never got to see the work that they did, but I was very
That's a
interested.
bad joke.
Huh?
That was a bad joke.
No, it's a serious thing,
Is that
mate.
a pun intended?
No, it's a serious thing. I don't know how they. I know they paint with their hands apparently, or do something with their hands, but apparently it's quite good. I never got to see it, but they were saying that would that be something that we're interested in? What they wanted to do was they wanted to turn the physical paintings into NFTs, and then you could redeem the physical paintings, or you could donate the money to charity. So you could actually have the painting auctioned through redemption of the NFT, and then give the money to charity. I'm always prepared to listen to those types of options or ideas. I know people are Googling blind artists in the Philippines at the minute. VR is a game changer for that space. How would you see?
Bye, Benny. Welcome back, Benny.
Footprint. We could actually offer services to people in the region and give back something. I'd be very happy to do that. I'd love to do that. Jesus. Dust storms from the Sahara across the Atlantic and hit the Caribbean. Oh, Jesus, now we're getting... Sahara across the Atlantic and hit the Caribbean.
Happens every year before hurricane season.
Is that true?
Affects
How
the sun.
far is that?
Oh man, it turns everything like a yellow color.
How far is that in kilometers from the Sahara to the Caribbean?
Kilometers,
oh, sorry, miles.
4,800 kilometers, 3,000 miles, give or take.
Holy shit. I'm not kidding, just a bad preview on the website. Is that true? It's a fruit of the loom. Oh, mate. Can you send me the link for that? Please? Welcome to the RFOX Vault apartment. Sit in the couch to watch Netflix or walk out the door to go to a concert, shopping, esport, event, or other fun stuff. Yep. You're on the right track, mate. 100%. Actually, I saw one the other day that's built in NFT worlds, and they've got... It is actually... obviously it's Robloxy looking, but the level, the quality is phenomenal. But they're actually selling residential apartment complexes with pools and social hangout areas and all the rest of it. And I was shocked how well it's doing. Benny talking about a blind artist topic and says, I don't know, I didn't see it. That's true. Did you follow the ape coin drop yesterday? Yes. $100,000 from that drop, and now they are looking into land too. About 200,000 pieces, if I'm informed correctly. It's phenomenal, isn't it, Gralik? And it does go to show you. People talked about the fact that, we're in a... Oh, Jesus. We're in an NFT down market and we're in a lull and all the rest of it. I'll just say it. Yeah. I was like, when that came out, when the ape coin came out, I said, sell all the apes against tokens against what we've got in our collections, and I think it was about $7.20 or $50 when it launched, and it's gone to $15. It's just going up. But that shows you the quality of the project or the belief in the project as well. Yeah, and the thing is that 99% of these token drops go to nothing very quickly. But it just goes to show you, doesn't it, that there is value in the space and it's far from done. And the second thing that it shows you is that if you've got a good value proposition and there's not a lot else happening in the market, people will flood into whatever is going to get them huge returns. And if you saw just before the coin came out, the ape coin, the floor for Bored Apes was 110 ETH, and then straight after it dropped to 77 because people had sort of realized there. And you think about it, if you got a 35 ETH drop and you could sell your ape for 77 ETH and you bought that for 0.05 or 0.08 or whatever it was in the beginning of last year, that's a pretty bloody good return, isn't it? Will Jerry Seinfeld be in the vault? I doubt it. Actually, I think it's still the best show ever made, but I don't know if you watched the guy's interviews and stuff. He's an interesting dude. Sahara Desert and the Amazon area have few things in common, but according to a new NASA study, dust from the Saharan area makes the transatlantic journey, fertilizing the Amazonian rainforest with phosphorus. I reckon by the end of this call, it's going to get pretty hard to fact check. I'm waiting for electrocuted midgets and stuff being thrown into the mix. What are you doing with Minji's things? Yeah, very good question. Not sure yet. No, I think it's on both.
Did you claim them already?
Yes. Mute button is back. Oh, there you go. There you go, Pete. Royal giraffe now. What's the giraffe?
Yeah, some OG inside joke.
Bring back the giraffe.
You're saying it's an OG inside joke, and I've got no idea what you're talking about.
No, yeah, exactly, because the joke happened yesterday. They were like, bring back the giraffe. They want to see the giraffe.
Burning the
We
floor
love the
cogs.
giraffe.
Did you speak or go to the Dubai crypto convention thing? It's next week, Ninja. Anyone can speak there. The way those conferences work is you pay for your spot to speak. It's different. Like, we're still miles behind conventional industries, tech industries, where you get paid to go and speak somewhere. You got to pay to speak at these places, which is kind of weird. Since April is going to be huge for RFOX, well, I'll go back to that. Don't you think it's weird if what you're delivering has value and yet you have to pay to talk about it?
Yeah, when you first told me about it, Benny, I was shocked. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. You have to pay to speak at a conference. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Shouldn't the conference pay you to come and speak at their conference? And then you just go like, oh.
Once an industry is legitimized, then that should be the case for sure. But I think I'm not lying by saying I don't think we've ever paid for a speaking spot at a conference. No, we've never paid for one. So every speaking spot at a conference that we've done has been for free. We've never ever paid for one. So what happened with me before, and when I was doing a lot of speaking at conferences, it was because I was also had that influencer hat role. So I used to get free speaking spots as an influencer. But because I'm not doing any of the influencer stuff anymore, I don't get offered the free spots anymore. Since April is going to be huge for RFOX, you think we can go to green even if Bitcoin is going down? Ziggy, if we don't make ourselves resistant to the rest of the market's moves, we're never going to be immune. Like people said, Bitcoin is market resistant, right? Because if money flows out of the traditional capital markets, Bitcoin will fly. We know this is bullshit, right? That they're related. And we know that in the Asian markets, we saw if the Asian stock exchanges all wet the bed, that people would cash out their Bitcoin positions to stop themselves being,
Benny, you're a robot. Can't hear you, Benny. Robot.
He's a dying robot.
That's racist
Benny,
to
what?
robots, guys. Robots don't sound that bad.
All right, Pete.
Yeah. I'm underwater.
Robots go to Dubai to die.
Hey, King of Cogs, if you're listening, can you put more batteries into Benny? Nope, Benny, still bad.
Pete, make it happen. Robots go to Dubai to die.
Now we can't hear you, so Piyush, take over.
Yeah.
When you aren't you the ringleader for all of us, Pete?
No, I'm not.
Of course
Sneak
you
peek
are.
time while we're waiting. Let's do it. I'll get the hype train going.
Hello?
We want to see cars. We want to see Volt. We want to see Kogu. We want to see RFOX 2020. We want to see Pete's private cog collection.
Pineapples and geckos dancing in the sky.
Okay, Benny's back.
We want to see apartments. We want to see it all.
No, Benny's back, so you don't get to see anything.
It might be back,
Still
but is his
still
voice
can't hear
back?
Benny.
Maybe a sandstorm's going through.
Can we get Laura banned, please?
Oh, wow! Who? Laura.
XP, you're gonna get muted.
What?
XP. Don't. Don't. XP.
What?
No.
How can I deny such
No. There's a squirrel running across the road. Keep your eyes on it.
I just passed a dead deer. Does that count?
Did you kill it?
No, someone else hit it this morning. Wasn't there yesterday.
Oh dear.
Why don't you just pick it up and put it in a truck? That's good meat, right?
Thank you.
It's been sitting.
I'm back.
They
I'm
were
on-
back.
I'm on a different account and a different phone, so
We
luckily
thought
I've
a
got other people.
sandstorm
From,
came through.
I've got other people from RFOX with me, so that's good. So I was able to use that. So thank you. Let me go back to where we're up to. Yeah. Oh, well, that's right. I was saying basically, we need to move towards a situation where the product's revenue and users are such a factor that becomes much less dependent on the prices of other things. Oh, geez, I'm so far behind. Sorry, guys. Where am I up to? Million.
One of the shop owners brought a great point too, but I think Pete deleted the original message.
What does Pete have in store for us on April 1st? He'll drop his personal COG collection. I'll take one of his million RFOX 2020s. He will make it public that all positions and everyone at RFOX are bots. Also that RFOX and VFOX is really just a wallet that we need to send tokens to. There is no swapping. First edition wheel. Are we still in contact with Reebok? Yes. Benny Rugged. All first edition participants receive an RFOX 2020. Nice one, Pete. Benny is running low on batteries. All right, I'm way behind. RFOX VFOX tokens go down 10%. No. Did you try unplugging it and plugging it back in again? Oh, wonderful. Benny went to a place in the vault where there is no cellular connection. How is Princess? Princess is fine. Haven't seen Princess for a while in here, huh? No, I'll have to invite him back in. Ben, you mentioned that the shop owners will hopefully get their money back just because of the new economic model. You have to elaborate. How do you elaborate on that? We hope that the economic model means that you will get your money that you've spent on your shops back. That's what I would consider to be a successful economic model rollout. Just like, for example, people that bought Bored Apes would have got their money back if they bought at a certain time. So, yep. Especially if they held, yeah. Beans, and more beans. Spill all the beans in a big bean spilling session of the bean spilling catastrophe. I'll tell you what, we'll announce in advance the rollout. Why don't we do that? Piyush is going to say, Jesus, mute the guy before he makes a scene. I'm happy. Well, I don't know. I can't talk on Piyush's behalf, but what I can say is that we can definitely make one of the Discord calls a chance for us to go through the paper and have a look at it together. And then I can answer all your questions and you can try and poke holes in it and all the rest of it. Would that be good?
I think the universe muted you, Benny. I don't think we heard anything.
We can do it now, Benny. We have all got time.
The economic model will be released on the 31st of March at midnight, close to midnight.
You'll make that announcement on the 1st of April.
It'll take more than 15 minutes to go through that. That's for sure. I don't think I'll get past the first. If it's a 4-page diagram document, I think
Benny, I took more than an hour just going through everything, the whole thing.
I think it'll take people an hour. Yeah, I think it'll take I think it'll be a 2-hour session, because I guarantee, if I know you guys at all, and I think I do, that what will happen is you guys will have a squillion game theories. You'll have spreadsheets created, and you'll be trying to work out what the best way to play this is, because it's going to be extremely interesting. I've thought about it for a
require a
long
PhD in tokenomics to understand it.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's conflicting.
No, but you will it's not easy, that's for sure, in the sense that you won't know until it actually starts where you're best positioned.
I'm gonna revise my answer, right? You won't need a PhD in tokenomics to understand it. It's pretty straightforward. But you would need a PhD in tokenomics to maximize your returns. If that's your thing.
You'll lose a lot of friends when you get serious with your VFOX investments. That's why a Lamborghini has 2 seats and a bus has 30. That's not bad. Please, got to remember my manners. It will be easy. The more cogs you have, the better. If the paper doesn't deliver the hype we are feeling, then what is the next step? There is no next step. It will. I've said it, and I'll go on record for saying it. I reckon it's the best thing we've put out for a long time as far as game theory, excitement, focus on stuff, deflation, cool stuff. It's very good. I can't talk about it without giving it away. Yeah, that's fine, Artis. I have no problems with that. And whatever I say is my view and opinion, but I'm telling you, out of all of the stuff that we do, put out, roll out, because of the fact of the stage of where we're at, you guys care about obviously appreciation, return, value, which is very important. So therefore, this delivers basically all the questions you've been asking in the past on what are you going to do about this? How are you going to make sure that this happens? How are you going to make sure that there's more stuff flowing in this direction or doing that? It tackles like, how many things, Pete? It tackles like,
I don't know, everything.
5 or 6 different things, well, and combined. Red Pill and I had a cool meeting today. Think a white paper might not be as exciting. Just kidding, but maybe true.
Yeah, so I just posted a GIF about how all that combines and links.
Do you think the new financial model will bring into the system new people or will make existing ones very happy? The primary focus is to, of course, make sure that our existing people are very happy, but as a result, it also caters for new people coming into the ecosystem, and it offers those people a chance to get into the ecosystem and get value and rewards quickly without having to actually necessarily have a PhD in tokenomics, as was stated. You could benefit and get into the system based on NFTs, tokens, and the token side of things will become very clear as well. Can't have one without the other, so need both. Exactly. So all products are awesome. We are all sold. What measures are you taking to ensure to onboard thousands? By which method? Obviously, the game side of things are starting to bring in people. We've got new games around the corner, but we're already getting a ton of people in. There's a lot of stuff that can still be done from the media side with the My Media and having rebranded to RFOX Media. We've got a lot of people that we can tap into on that side of things as well. I don't think the users are going to be an issue in attracting. It's going to be a matter of making sure the models are right so that those users are engaged, coming back, and also adding value to the ecosystem for everybody. That's extremely important. Global population is over 7.9 billion, so we'll probably have 10 billion users, Bot lives matter. So it's ridiculous, isn't it? This space is full of bots. Thoughts on F1 Delta rug pull? XP, you have something
XP question.
It is an XP question. XP, I'm going to plead the fifth here. I don't know about the F1 Delta rug pull.
So we have some of the members in our ecosystem, like Bertak, a shop owner and stuff like that, who've been going using the F1 Delta assets for income and whatnot with the game, and they didn't renew their 1-year lease, and they said, "Sorry, we're ceasing operations." The other day.
That's an Animoca thing, right?
Yes.
I've seen Yat Sui do an interview on it, saying that it's his. Have you seen that interview? Standing in front of the green screen with all the cars in the background. If that is true, I don't know that it's true, so I can't comment. All I can say is I have no reason to dispute what you're saying, and I have no reason to doubt the nature of what you're saying. But what I am saying is if that's true, that is heavy news.
Yeah, let me pull up their Twitter account.
Your ape got rugged. Wow. Jesus, this is, if that's true, I'll have a look at that after this. That is full on because, wow. I would say have a look on YouTube, see if you can find that video, the Yatsui interview with on F1 Delta, because I would say that video is probably going to get deleted pretty fast. That's pretty full on.
A pack for anyone who could find that video. We can give away a pack, right, Piyush?
Great way to show a stranger your six-figure disposable income. It's like an advertisement to the tax man, isn't it? Mate, that's I'm actually a bit shocked by that, especially if they just didn't renew their license. Oh, you're saying they didn't renew their license with F1? Is that what you're saying, XP?
Yeah, they did a 1-year lease and they didn't renew their license with F1 Delta, and
holy shit!
They said they're ceasing all operations.
No, But F1 has, I mean, F1 Delta Time has been around for more than a year. It was around before COGS, right?
Yes. But what he might be saying is that they haven't renewed their yearly lease. This is the problem with NFT IP deals. If you've got an IP deal, I've seen it. We've had a couple put in front of us where they've actually said, "Here, you can use our IP for X returns and rah rah rah," but they don't understand that when that contract runs out, you can't just take people's NFTs back from them. So they try and negotiate a deal that says you can only push it, promote it, license it, or earn revenue from it for a certain period of time. Who would do that? Doesn't make any sense. Imagine Bored Apes turned around tomorrow and go, "Yeah, we're not paying Gordon Goner and all the rest of it their royalties anymore. So see you later." That doesn't really instill a lot of trust for the other IP related deals, which there are thousands. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Ashton Addison. Good old Ashton.
Tesh, remind me to give you a pack.
A few times. English. Ashton Addison. Yep. Interesting. Download it. That's an interesting video. Watch that video. It's a very interesting video. Sold 5% of the Monaco Delta track for $222,000. There you go. Was anyone able to find Glenn's video?
So, Benny, last Wednesday, people were asking how come Glenn doesn't speak, and we said, he used to speak back in the day, and then Piyush put out a bounty for people to find Glenn's video, a video of Glenn.
And did someone find it? What was the bounty?
No, the bounty was a pack. So, but seems like no one has found it.
Does it exist, or is it a wild goose chase?
Actually,
that's
Luke
cool.
sent us on this chase, but I'm assuming it's a wild goose chase. I haven't seen this video so far.
Luke. There you go. Visaprint.com, Benny. It's a good site. I've not cleaned the clothes too much yet, so it might go off. It is with deep regret that we announce that F1 Delta Time will cease operations on 16th of March 2022. While we have not been able to renew our license, we will ensure that our current owners of F1 Delta Time assets are rewarded for their loyalty and support. Oh, well. Hell yeah. You just wrote that, didn't you? Who's the billionaire? Yeah, that's right. So I actually I used to be in a band back in the days, and we used to go in and I used to go in with Princess and get T-shirts made up like that. I used to take them into the state library, and there was a woman that worked in the library, and she was like, she must have been a volunteer because she must have been pushing 70. And I used to go in with these completely inappropriate T-shirt designs, and she'd say, I'd give her, this is how long ago it was. I'd give her the disk drive, like a little, what do they call the 3.5-inch ones? The floppies are the big ones, right? The hard shelled ones. They're still called a floppy disk, right? Okay, well that's still a floppy disk.
Yeah.
Oh, well the modern
Still
floppy
floppy,
disk,
yeah.
Hard
ones
disk.
that make me not as old as you're thinking I am. And I've gone in and I've handed it to her, and she's gone, "Is it on this?" And I said, "Yep." She said, "How will I find it?" And I said, "It's the only thing on there." She's walked back about 3 minutes later, and she said, "Do I have to print this on a T-shirt?" Now you're going to ask what it said, but I'm not going to tell you. I'll send a photo of it. It's extremely funny. Imagine what my 1,000 colleagues ask every day. Oh wow, this is fantastic. Well, you're going to get some new ones very soon. Some very new ones. All right. It is almost the week. Are you going to do DJ now, Pete? You going to stick around for that?
No, wife is out. You gotta handle the kids. I had a very good DJ hour yesterday. It was a 2-hour DJ session. Yesterday was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
A pack for the shop owners. Oh yeah, yeah, we can do that. King of Cogs has just said we can put together a pack for the shop owners with t-shirts, and he's committed to it now. Oh, you're saying we can talk about it? I think.
Oh, we can
Sorry,
talk.
mate.
It's too late.
It's too
It's
late.
out in public domain. It's confirmed. It's recorded.
It's done. It's done. I'm feeling generous. I'm feeling generous because we get to eat Lebanese food tonight. It's not bad, is it? A kofta. It's worth celebrating.
Lebanese chicken is the best. It is the best chicken in the world.
Lebanese chicken.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I like the kofta with the with the one. Sometimes I do it with a bit of cinnamon inside of there. Oh,
That makes me
hello.
want to catch. It's catched.
Makes you want to what?
Like I can't handle mint inside meat. That's disgusting.
You can't handle meat inside of meat.
No,
Mint inside of meat.
mint, like mint
Mint.
inside of meat,
Oh, mint.
and
Sorry, I didn't
parsley.
realise.
Oh,
I thought you said meat inside of meat. It's a fine line between mint and meat. I received my Oculus from the RFOX comp. What time frame are we looking for a walkthrough? Well, I'm going to help host it, but Piyush,
To end of the month, Benny, we'll get in touch with everyone who's received an Oculus this week. We'll set up a time, and we're hoping to do it in the last couple of days of March.
Oh yeah, you just answered that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Meet in the vault in 30 minutes. Anyone? Oh mate, I'm going out for dinner, so because it's really really early here, but I'm interested. So what about tomorrow? We're 3 hours
Yeah,
behind. Where you are? Where are you?
Tomorrow is better for me. So if you guys want to go head into the vault tomorrow, I'm up for it.
Me too.
yeah, me too.
Want to go in the vault tomorrow? King of Cogs are going there as well.
You
What
just
about you,
post in
buddy?
shop owners chat.
You want to come in with
The
us?
time.
We're even going to bring
Yeah.
We're even going to bring Joe T, our advisor, in there as well. You're committed now.
Yeah, I'm committed.
You said what time? That means yes. What time should we do it? What's that about midday Dubai?
Yeah.
Midday Dubai.
Yeah.
So 6 hours before now. Tomorrow. 6 hours earlier
Okay,
than time.
that's 4 p.m.
Right.
Malaysia, and 12 6 p.m. 6
That's 10 o'clock in the
p.m.
morning for me.
Australia. Yeah.
All right. Sounds
Okay.
good. We're going to
It's
get in there
9
and get
a.m.
up on.
Lara's time.
We're going to get up on rooftops. We're going to hock loogies on the people coming in. Huh?
We can jump off
No,
together.
Of course, I asked for
Benny,
it.
I don't think you can go on the rooftops, Benny. They removed that feature.
You what? No, they didn't. They put it back
removed
again.
the features.
Yeah, you
No, they
can't
put
go
it
on
back
the.
again.
No, they're going to put it back again, but it's not there yet. So
I thought there was a new release today.
there was.
There's apparently a new one coming. I think it's today. Oh,
Yeah,
come
so
on.
Benny, there are two different releases. The one you're talking about, I believe, is internal. So these guys won't get it.
Oh. Okay, all right. We'll make sure that we'll do the same one as you guys. Fire the guys who removed the teleport on top of buildings. Mate, that's the first thing we said. We said put it back. Put it back. Because the thing is that until there's concerts and all the rest of it, you have to be able to scale buildings and you have to be able to do suicide jumps. You have to what? Yeah, and you want to be able to see the whole thing. You've got to be able to get up on a rooftop and have a bird's eye view of everything. That's the fun.
I mean, you literally can have a parkour challenge. Who gets to the top first? Go, go, go.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, for now, Benny, we allow the teleport, right? But after we've released all the other stuff, then we just say get an apartment, right?
Yep.
If you want to see
100%.
bird's eye view.
So, end of the month for the paper. Before the end of the month.
That's confirmed. That includes all cogs related stuff as well for tournaments and
Pitches
things.
AAA from Arcimoto and Calanova. We get them on the 1st, so around the 2nd.
See, he said first.
1st of April announcement. No one's going to believe that.
No 1st of April announcement. 1st of April we get them. And then we're going to sit there and look at them.
I'll spoil them. I'll spoil it for them on the 1st of April.
It's a safe bet to show it on the 1st of April because you could always claim April Fools.
Yeah, can we mute
That's
Pete
fair.
on April 1st? Just not let
You
him
got a point.
talk.
It's a fair point.
Never release anything on April.
We'll do a.
Then no
Mr.
one will ever know.
Hankey,
Is it real? Is it not?
Exactly. That's a good point. All right, might have to try that before midday though. It's got to be before midday.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It is time to bid farewell. Good luck to those who are staying around for the DGen hour, and have a fantastic weekend. See you next week. Looking forward to catching up and giving you some more info. Have a good night, guys.
Goodbye.
Have a great week,
thanks.
guys. Have a great weekend.
See you guys.
Bye bye.